How about the nice lights, huh? Anyway, today is Kristel's birthday, and I just want to wish Kristel a happy birthday. One of my idols, but not nearly as big as Erish, Maha, Julia Montez. But I certainly admire you and your villain role. Going back to Maria Flordeluna, when you're always trying to bully Maria Flor, played by Eliza Pineda. By the way, I saw her Instagram post where she tagged you. That was a sweet picture, some sweet pictures of you guys. You guys look so lovely, sweet friends. I don't know if you guys are best friends or not. I would imagine you guys are pretty close friends. Pretty similar with Julia and Catherine. They're best friends, I know that for sure. But they were enemies going back to Mara Clara, and that's how I also admired Julia Montez. Because lady villains are so hot. I mean, they're actually much hotter than the super mabait ones. They call them the super good ones. They're not. No, I'm just kidding about them. But any lady who is a villain, who played the villain role, who has a certainness like my friend Mari does, it makes me admire them more. That's how I admired you, Kristel. That's how I admired Julia Montez, Mara Schnitka, and it just makes me appreciate you guys and very much just accepting roles like that. So happy birthday again, Kristel. Stay sweet. I think you're all into the Korean drama stuff, K-pop stuff. I've seen some of your Instagram posts, but I could be wrong. I don't know, but it seems like all Korean related stuff, K-pop related stuff. Mari's into that. So Kristel, I just want to say happy birthday. Idol, and hope I can see you on TV some other time. If not, I'm always gonna keep up with you on Instagram. You're as lovely as you are. Can't get enough of you sometimes. But I know you got a life out there, so just keep being you. Let's get to my basketball shoot-around now. So I am going to be in Hollinfield Park. Is this going to be a 2 for 2? Another 2 for 2. Just like I did with Mari's 7-year, me and Mari's 7-year friendship anniversary. But this time, let me explain what activity 1's going to be. So I'm going to go to 12 points. So it's 1 point per shot, okay? And what's going to happen is I'm going to do a rotation of layups, floaters, and mid-range jumpers. There's not going to be no threes on this one. That's all I got to do. And the last shot is whatever follows in that one, okay? So that's activity 1 to get to 12 points. And after that, if I complete that one, I move to activity 2, where I will start at 12 points to go all the way to 29. For that one, it's going to be an LM3F, by LM3F. So here's what's going to be. My LM3F, it's going to be followed with a floater as well. Just like I did yesterday at Carruthers Park, adding a floater after the layup. So it's going to be that same way. Layup is 1 point. The rest are 2 points. Obviously, threes are 3-pointers. Free throws, obviously, 1 point. And to get all the way to 29, obviously, the last shot is going to be a 3. There's going to be no caveat on this one. My last shot has to be really a 3. So there's a new rule for when I use the timeouts. So anytime I make a timeout, let's say if I'm, let's say if I'm like 20 points and I'm trying to get to 29 and it's like 50 seconds left. If I miss a 3 or if I make a 3, I can call a timeout. And then when I get to the free throws part of the LM3F, then I don't have to use the timer for that one. So I will get 2 chances of free throws or 1 chance if I decide to call a timeout after the first free throw. And so that's going to be the new rule going forward. Every time I do LM3F shoot-arounds, with the target scores and all that, that's going to be the new rule. I know I briefly did it. I had a sudden explanation for it when I was at Robert White, but this time I'm going to make this permanent going forward, especially going into next year for my basketball shoot around. So yeah, so that's going to be my shoot around for today. I won pretty well yesterday, so I'm going to close it out here in Hollinfield Park, and wish you the best of luck. And we'll go from there. Let's do this.
Steph for the win.
So apparently this box that I'm using it's not really straight, so I'm just hoping that my phone here doesn't fall. If it does, I have to call it. It's an automatic timeout, so I don't have much of a choice. But I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna have to go with this one. Remember, it's a 2 for 2, so I gotta be perfect on both. This one will be 5 minutes, so I'm gonna see right here, and I'll start right now. So here's activity 2. Remember, I started 12, which means I just need 17 more points. Remember, layups is 1 point, floaters is 2 points. Same as yesterday in Hollinfield Park. So let's go. All right, I did hit the thumbs up this time. I had as good a look as it can get. I thought that would fall, but unfortunately it bounced out. Unfortunately, another game with no threes. Robert White was the same, so I already had so many of these. So, not the way to close out the year. Being here, I don't know if I'm going to be in another basketball court for the end of the year. It's the last day. Who knows what? But anyway, this is a loss. So, unfortunately, I did not win on Kristel's birthday. But I did keep as close as I could, as much as possible. So anyways, I'm going to cut the tape, and I'll see you, if not this Sunday, next year. All right, I'm going to reflect on doing this basketball shoot about my evolution of doing these basketball shoot arounds. So stay tuned for that. All right, anyways, peace out.